24/7 Fusion Media.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And yesterday I've came across article, few videos, and there's some kind of rumor going around that Andy Muschietti is no longer attached to the Batman and Robin Brave and the Bold project. Like I said, this is a rumor, so of course we got to take these things with a grain of salt. But it's interesting because on one hand you have people like John Roca and Jeff Snyder saying things like this.
From what I have heard, he is not even doing Brave and the Bold. That they're waiting to announce that, and that he knows he's not doing it, and they're gonna announce it a little bit later in the process. So that's what I've heard. But again, you guys know I don't have the same sources Jeff does, but I also don't talk about stuff unless I sense it might be true. So it's very possible that that's going down.
I could have run that one up the flagpole first.
Well, you know.
And then you have videos out there like this gentleman's video that was from July of 2023 saying things like this.
All right, so the last photo I have for you is a zinger here. And it says Andy Muschietti will no longer direct Batman Brave and the Bold due to creative differences. James Gunn is looking for other directors to take over the project. Guys, this is fake. All right, I had numerous people send this to me and wanted to know if this is true, and this is not true.
So either way it goes, you have arguments coming from both sides of the aisle stating that either it's true or it's false. But I think it's pretty interesting that you would basically have a guy that already semi-directed a Batman movie, which included Michael Keaton's Batman, that ended up being one of the most laughable, insanely hot garbage of a movie in today's era of comic book movies, and you give him the keys to a brand new Batman movie starring Batman and Robin called The Brave and the Bold. I think that's one of the worst moves that I've seen James Gunn do so far, along with having Tom King and the shitty writers that he has writing for him, except for Drew Goddard. Everybody else he has is trash. But as far as this Andy Muschietti situation, I think this was a huge misfire in naming him to be the director of The Brave and the Bold right around the same time that The Flash was released in theaters. But we're gonna see what's being said here. Rumor, Andy Muschietti not directing Batman movie The Brave and the Bold. So let's see what's going on here. Although Matt Reeves has his own separate Batman franchise for Warner Brothers, DCU co-chair James Gunn decided that it was a smart move to work on a separate Caped Crusader project for his upcoming DCEU, meaning DCU. Okay, strangely enough, Gunn hired Andy Muschietti to direct his Batman movie titled The Brave and the Bold for DC Studios. The problem is that Muschietti directed The Flash, a film that lost more than $150 million for Warner Brothers and was ridiculed by critics upon release. Gunn hired Muschietti before anyone seen The Flash, so as you can imagine, he's in a bit of a conundrum here, and I agree. Well, you know, the thing is, I guess they didn't know whether The Flash was going to be a hit or a miss in theaters. So the fact that Andy Muschietti, of course, he did well when he did the two It movies. When it comes to the horror genre, he's done well. But now he's dealing with The Flash, the DCEU. Now it's the DCU and being hired for Batman and Robin's The Brave and the Bold. Just think about this. You take Zack Snyder, Tim Burton, you take their properties, you combine them with Andy Muschietti's own spin. So basically you have a Frankensteinian kind of concept with the vision from three separate directors combined into one, which is The Flash. The Hot Mic's John Roca is now reporting that he's heard Muschietti will finally not be directing The Brave and the Bold. In all likelihood, he's been politely fired. It's purely optics for Gunn and company. If you want to launch the new DCEU and get rid of the stink of the last one, you don't hire the director of The Flash. No offense to Muschietti, which is true. Look, he already had Batman, and we saw what he did with him. So why would you give him another Batman movie after this failure? Wow, I can't believe it. The Argentinian-born Muschietti is the filmmaker behind both It films and recently shot the Max prequel series, Welcome to Derry. He gained prominence with his 2013 horror film Mama. He's a household name at Warner Brothers and has made them a lot of money. The Brave and the Bold was the third film to have a director attached to its name. Gunn himself will be directing Superman Legacy, and James Mangold is helming Swamp Thing. I can't wait to see what Mangold does with Swamp Thing. Hopefully it's not woke and it ain't full of shit. Hopefully he does Swamp Thing some kind of justice. Hopefully. The Brave and the Bold is said to follow Batman as he learns to live with his biological son Damian Wayne, who also happens to be Robin. So now, who replaces Muschietti? Has The Brave and the Bold been delayed indefinitely? That would be a smart move on Gunn's part. You've already have Reeves' Batman franchise. Adding in another Batman so soon would not be the best idea. Just let Reeves finish his trilogy first, which I could agree with that. Yeah, I could agree with that. But then you also got to think, how much time does James Gunn actually have to have these projects come into fruition? Because it's supposed to be a 5 to 10 year plan. So who knows? So there you go. We might or might not have another Batman on the horizon. Set to be the first one with Robin since Joel Schumacher's 1997 misfire, Batman and Robin. Nothing has topped Nolan's The Dark Knight. We've already had Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, and Robert Pattinson don the cape. Audiences will eventually get tired by overload of reboots if they haven't already, which is true. I totally agree. So what is James Gunn gonna do about Batman the Brave and the Bold? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if the first time we see Batman, should he be with Robin? How is he gonna get introduced into the DCU? I don't know. There's a lot of questions, and I think it's an interesting topic that we should take with a grain of salt. But I agree that Andy Muschietti should not be directing The Brave and the Bold. And after what happened with The Flash, who wants to see him do another superhero movie? I think Andy Muschietti is done in the superhero genre, and he needs to go back to doing his horror movies and go play in that sandbox and basically stay in his own lane. But that's my take. That's how I feel. You guys, let me know what you think about this topic. Do you think Andy Muschietti is still doing The Brave and the Bold? Or do you think that he's been fired quietly, under everybody's radar? And since he's not talking about Batman and nobody's bringing him up and nobody's asking questions, then the more time he puts distance between his announcement of Andy Muschietti being the director of The Brave and the Bold and putting all the focus on Superman Legacy, we shall see within the next year and a half, people are going to start asking what's going on with Batman after Superman drops. I promise you that. So, like I say, leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, it's your boy, 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And I'm out. Peace.